Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Cop shot, injured in clash with lone gunman. A police constable was shot and injured during an operation along Barnett Street in St. James on Saturday night. A well-placed police source stated that the incident occurred at approximately 10 p.m. while members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF Quick Response Team conducted a patrol of the area. It is reported that the lawmen saw a man who they believe was acting suspiciously. On the approach of the police, the man reportedly pulled a firearm and opened fire, hitting the constable on his upper body. The police returned fire hitting the man, but he, however, escaped on foot. It was further reported that the suspect in the shooting was later intercepted after turning up at hospital in a neighboring parish. Kingston man accused of inflicting stab wounds to family member. A man has been charged with wounding with intent after he allegedly stabbed a family member during an altercation in Mark Lane, Kingston on Friday, February 17. Charged is 20-year-old Marcus Allen, a customer service representative of Mark Lane address. Reports are advanced about 12:53 a.m. Allen and a relative had an argument which developed into a physical confrontation. Allen then reportedly used a kitchen knife to inflict stab wounds on the other man. The injured man was transported to hospital where he was treated. Allen was arrested and subsequently charged on Saturday, February 18. The court date is being finalized. St. Catherine businessman accused of using gun to threaten a woman. Several charges have been laid against a St. Catherine businessman after he allegedly threatened a woman while pointing his laser firearm at her. 47-year-old Marlon Simmet of Bridgeport in Portmore, St. Catherine, has been charged for assault at common law, making use of a firearm to commit a scheduled offense, and breach of the terms and conditions of a firearm authorization. The charges stem from an incident in Portsmouth, Portmore on February 12. The Jamaica's Constabulary Forces Corporate Communications Unit says its reports are that about 2:20 a.m., Simmet and a woman were at London Crescent in Portsmouth when an argument developed between them. He reportedly pointed his firearm at her and threatened her. The matter was reported to the police and Simmet was arrested and the firearm seized. He was subsequently charged on Saturday after an interview in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being finalized. Chef killed in vehicular crash. The Runaway Bay police in St. Anne are investigating a motor vehicle collision which had resulted in the death of a man. He is Omain Brown, a 25-year-old chef of Hopewell Park, Discovery Bay in St. Anne. Brown was reportedly driving a Toyota Scarlet motor car about 6:30 p.m. Saturday when he lost control of the vehicle in the vicinity of the Bayham Principal Hotel in Runaway Bay. The car crashed into a concrete utility pole. An injured Brown was rushed to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital where he died. Family entangled years after man's murder.
He didn't see his son in, I think, 11 years. And his son came down and he was staying with me. So there was some arrangement for them to meet up by Kincaid Plaza. I called Peter at 7:04 and he didn't answer. And still waiting on his son to go up. He was still getting dressed. Peter was standing, looking down. He did not want to miss him. It was like 2 stories up, and my husband was supposed to drop him off, so he was looking down the entire time, not wanting to miss him. And at about, as I said, 10 minutes to 8, my niece called me. And I'm telling you, to this day, the whole family, we don't know, we just can't get it together. And when she said to me, Auntie Viv, gunman killed Peter, I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's not easy. He was a very loving, devoted brother. I'm sorry, but I just still can't keep it together.
My commitment has always been Jamaica first, stated Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
I am just coming back from Carriacou to look about the business of the region. and I think we had an excellent meeting at CARICOM. I was really tied up looking about issues to do with Haiti, issues to do with crime, which is affecting all the countries in CARICOM. And then I saw something in the papers that amounted to a distraction.
Desperation.
But being the now seasoned politician that I am, I was able to focus and essentially compartmentalize and pay attention to getting the job that you elected me to do done. In every crisis, however, there is an opportunity.
Absolutely.
And I believe that what has happened has presented Jamaica, the entire Jamaica, with an opportunity to take a serious look at our anti-corruption framework and legislation. And I believe that you're beginning to see emerging this general perspective. This should not be taken in any way that the Jamaica Labour Party and the government that it forms and that I lead is in any way supportive of anything that is corrupt.
No. Absolutely not.
I think that there is now an opportunity to make the legislation more precise, to make it more practical, and to refocus it on where the problems really exist. We must use this as an opportunity to reaffirm our own commitment to treating with the issue of corruption, which has been made into a political weapon.
Yes.
It has been weaponized and it has been used in a way that detracts and distracts from the real focus. As Prime Minister of the country, I have to balance everything. And I have to be magnanimous. So as labor rights, I want you to follow that example and that leadership. At the end of the day, we are still responsible for Jamaica and its success. But you have to also bear in mind that as we remain focused, as we are able to keep our eyes on the target, and as we achieve success, there are those who see themselves constantly receding to the sidelines.
Yeah, man. Well said.
And they have become desperate. They have become corrupted in their minds and in their thoughts and their deeds as well. We have a term for it, it's called bad mind. And when they see the success happening, when they see the glorious international recognition being given to Jamaica, they are not able to stomach it, to fathom it. I would say to those people who are of that persuasion, put Jamaica first. Not yourself. So, again, I want to thank you. It's always reassuring to see the party support come out.
Of course.
It's always reassuring to
PNP repeats call for transparency in SSL probe, seeks clarity on FBI involvement. The People's National Party PNP on Sunday called on Minister of Finance Nigel Clark to state whether the FBI is involved in the investigation at Stock and Securities Limited (SSL). The opposition's call comes against the background of a statement by the head of the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Division (CTOC), SSP Anthony McLaughlin, who stated on Friday that local law enforcement had the capacity to conduct the investigation and did not need the assistance of the FBI at this time. This is in stark contrast with the prior public statement by Clark that the FBI was to be engaged in the investigation of the SSL debacle. The head of CTOC has directly contradicted what the Minister of Finance had previously said about the FBI being involved in the investigation. The country needs to know what the true position is, opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson said. In relation to the ongoing SSL investigation and the role of the Finance Services Commission (FSC), Robinson reiterated his call for a release of all examination reports done by the FSC in relation to SSL, including minutes of SSC board meeting and reports from FSC management to the board, a special audit of the FSC by the Auditor General's Department to determine the appropriateness of the actions of the regulatory entity, whether it had the resources and technical expertise to carry out its function, and finally, confirmation and international forensics expertise have also been engaged in relation to the massive fraud at SSL and disclosure of their terms of reference. Robinson also called on the Minister of Finance (MOF) to conduct an audit of all government agencies and public bodies to ensure adherence to the MOF and internal guidelines regarding the investment of public funds in financial institutions. This issue was highlighted 2 years ago when the Airports Authority of Jamaica made an investment in First Rock. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.